All right. Welcome everybody to an exciting new episode, a new installment of the Deadbox podcast.
We are so back, baby, and we got a special episode again because you guys really seem to be liking the product showcase style stuff. So we figured might as well keep a good thing rolling and show off more goodies.
Also, good thing too. This has been a pretty eventful time of year, actually.
Oh my
Lots
goodness,
of
yes.
really great new releases, and we love to talk about it because there's a lot of really dope new airsoft products and airsoft guns that have been releasing lately.
And there's going to be a lot more too coming very, very soon. A lot more exciting stuff. Obviously, we can't talk about everything, but we just wanted to showcase some of the cool stuff that we recently, and I mean like very, very recently, have done. Because it has been a hot minute since the last episode.
Oh yes, 100%. But starting off right now, why don't we start just going over some of the new hotness? I think probably
Let's address the elephant in the room,
yeah.
right? The number one thing that we had been getting, us and of course a lot of other members in the airsoft industry have been getting questions. When is the Gen 4 going to be released? That was, I don't know about you, but we were getting questions up the wazoo.
We were asking them questions.
We were
too.
also the one. I know we were like, we don't know. We're asking you too.
Yeah.
But thankfully, since the last episode, we have indeed gotten our shipment in of the Lancer Gen 4s and some more goodies as well. But I kind of wanted to just address that immediately because that was the big thing.
Yeah, Lancer Tactical Gen 4 definitely did not disappoint.
Oh no!
Yeah, they have definitely stepped up their game when it comes to producing airsoft guns in terms of quality. And for Lancer Tactical being, that like budget-conscious, budget-friendly brand, them stepping up into like a higher tier of airsoft gun, I think for us was very surprising.
Yeah, honestly, I'm definitely like surprised every time I take a look back and I get a little bit of perspective on Lancer in general as a company. They have come a very long way from their original lineup.
Yeah.
And I'm very much here for it.
But surprisingly, everything's still very relevant. Like even with the Gen 2s, like that's something that I would recommend for anyone that wants to like get right into playing airsoft right away. I think the Gen 2 even to this day like is still very relevant for that. Then the Gen 3s,
100%.
right? Gen 3s like, if whether a beginner who has maybe a slightly bigger budget to start out with, or if you're already playing airsoft avidly and you want like a good backup or like a really strong building platform off of, like Gen 3 is like surprisingly, insanely value packed.
At this point, you really can't go wrong with any of the offerings that they are giving at this point, whether from Gen 2 to now Gen 4. There's basically something for everyone, whether you are more of an indoor player, speed soft style, or if you are more of a guy that kind of leans towards the Milsim side of things, outdoor style play. There's definitely something for you.
But the Gen 4 lineup, if you guys have already seen it, obviously they look absolutely beautiful out of the box. But in addition to that, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just bring it up closer to the camera here. But in addition to that, it is gonna be a complete ecosystem. So, they're also gonna be releasing other models, other variations of the Gen 4, but look at that beautiful redesigned billet receiver.
Yeah, this is part of the Predator lineup.
It's probably one of the best looking billet style receivers that I've seen on an Airsoft M4, like period. Like it looks so clean and nice. It's not super overdone.
Yeah.
I think that's like one complaint that I have, like especially because I'm more of a Milsim player. I like things more subtle, but like I think they did it just the right amount of styling, and
It's
it looks
tasteful enough.
so good, yeah. And the best part is, look at that, no white paint on the logos, right? It's all
You're welcome.
It's all laser engraved, yeah.
That was
so
something that
we requested that when we
yeah.
made the MGC4, and then I think Lancer was like, you know what? They really seem to like the laser engraving. So thankfully they did away with that obnoxious white paint, and it's all clean laser engraved, and it's very minimal too.
Yes.
Just that Lancer's head over there looks super clean, and the Predator handguard, oh my goodness.
You know what's funny? For a long time, when we got the news and we saw what the rail that it was going to come included with, we initially were not the biggest fans of it. That was something that we were like not really convinced. We just wanted it to be a clean, flush,
more traditional style, like M-Lock rail, if you will call it that. But I don't know, man, like the longer that I held the Predator rail in my hands, the more I kind of like it.
You know what sold it for me? It's the way we kind of dressed it up, right? The minute we start adding these specific accessories on here, which by the way are all
made a lot of sense. Yeah. Especially when you, for example, like when you mount like pressure switches and stuff, which are now coming out in direct to M-Lock attachments. And when you do it on this thing, it's so flush.
It's so comfortable too.
Yeah, it's nice and slim. And honestly, they kind of won me over, because generally, I really don't like it when companies come out with like, weird like M-lock in the middle of the top of the handguard and stuff.
Key mod would be worse.
Yes, yeah, but we don't talk about key mod anymore.
Yes.
But like generally, I'm very much on the camp of full monolithic top rail.
Yep.
But
Same.
somehow like this kind of won me over.
With the design of the billet receiver,
I surprised myself.
fits.
Yeah. So this one actually is the Gate Aster model. So they do come out with versions that just have the Gate Aster pre-installed because there are some players out there who really love the Gate Aster. Nothing wrong with that.
No, it's a great
absolutely
launch
fantastic ETU. And this one right here, this one's going to be the Nebula. So.
My personal favorite.
So I believe this is the SBR model, which is like the 10.5 inch. It's a jack of all trades, the very much like general purpose airsoft rifle. You can take it indoors, outdoors, it'll perform great all the same. Again, you get that nice, great Predator M-lock handguard, which again, I fell in love with. And then, but honestly, my favorite model has to be the CQB, the PDW.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know.
I know exactly what it is.
It's
especially
very
in this
much
setup.
scratching my itch, yeah.
It's small gun, big can.
Big can, that's right. Yeah, that PDW hype train right now. I am so on board with it. And like setting it up like this, the way how it's set up, it's so damn comfortable.
It is. No, it's a really great way.
I cannot get away from it. Yeah, and the fact that like the Nebula 2 MOSFET, it has so much programmability.
Can we say, take a minute,
Yeah.
the Nebula 2, oh my goodness, we did not expect it to have that many programming options. We thought it was just going to be like, oh, it's literally just an optical version.
Yeah.
First one, right?
I was expecting just the Nebula 1 functions with just an optical sensor instead. Which honestly, if Zion Arms, if they did that straight out of
I would have been happy.
Yeah, I would have been like, hey, nothing wrong with it, that's fantastic. But they took it a step further and they added so much more features to it. It's mind-boggling. Like the fact that, and also the biggest thing for me is that you can program it all with the trigger instead of like an app. Yeah. I know some people, they like the app.
The GCS is a great app, but again, some people don't want to have to go through the trouble of reusing it off their phone.
It's such a hassle. Yeah, it's such a hassle. I mean, but that's just my personal opinion.
Sure.
So the ability to do it, and there is a little bit of a learning curve because, you're basically getting almost the same functionality of like, let's say like a Gate Aster, but you're controlling it all from inside the trigger itself, which is,
I think it's working.
Yeah, it is, but there is a learning curve. So there is some learning that you might have to do. We made a video walking through how to program your Nebula 2 ETU to its full extent. Yeah, it is at our GI Reloaded YouTube channel, and also I believe Lancer Tactical also made a video walking through how to do it as well. So both are really great resources if you guys are having trouble, or if you have any questions. That's definitely a great resource to have. But the functionality, holy moly, like my favorite thing right now, to date right now on the Nebula 2 is the fact that it comes with pre-cocking.
Same.
Yeah, so I think stock, when we tested it, I think the sweet spot for the stock gear set and motor and everything, stock configuration, I think pre-cocking level 2 to level 3 is probably like the sweet spot. Anything more, I think, I wouldn't recommend it personally with stock gears and stock motors, but pre-cocking level 3 on this thing just really brings it to life. Like the trigger response on that thing becomes insane.
Too, the tunable trigger on the Nebula as well.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I was not
Which is mechanical, yeah. Like it's just a set screw.
It's so easy.
I think it's a 1.5 millimeter hex key.
Yes,
yeah, 1.5 millimeter hex key, and it's a set screw in the physical trigger itself. Like for example, the Gate Aster version that comes with it, I think this comes with the Gate Quantum trigger, which is nice, but I think in order to adjust it, you have to open up the gearbox, if I'm not mistaken. So being able to adjust the trigger on the Nebula 2 like
that easily
on the fly, is so nice. Yeah, so once I like really dialed in that adjustable trigger with the pre-cocking, holy moly, dude, like this thing became like a semi-auto machine.
If you didn't touch any of those features out the box, it still shoot great, but oh man, like it was a completely different beast.
Yeah, but the fact that like you could tune it up like from factory without having to do any like aftermarket modification, I think is super, super dope. And
it feels like a completely different gun.
Oh yeah, 100%, dude. And I think the potential is limitless because of just like the retail price. By the way, if you don't know how much these cost, go to airsoftgi.com right now because I don't know how Lancer Tactical is making money.
Is less than $300.
Holy
for the Nebula 2 version.
I think it's the PDW.
Yeah, the PDW.
Yeah, my favorite model is the cheapest one. Let's go. Yeah, but so you get a full metal Airsoft M4 plus all the programmability of that Nebula 2. I mean, honestly, I think like if I were to own one, I would leave it stock for a while.
Same.
And then,
No, 100%.
and then eventually I might like try to go for like a good like 25K motor, shim the gear set. I think the gear sets are fantastic as is. I'll probably just shim it to optimize it with the motor. And then maybe I would get like, I think Lancer Tactical also makes a CNC hop-up unit, which the Gate Aster comes with the CNC. Yeah, and it is so nice. Like the way that you could precisely tune your hop is.
Personally, I never really found the need for like CNC option. It is nice that they included.
Yeah.
The Aster versions are going to be slightly more expensive, but even then, they're all going to be less than $400.
Yeah, it's still going to be cheaper than you buying a Gate Aster and then installing it yourself the hop-up unit. Yeah, so if those are the features that you want, honestly, just get the Gate Aster version, and yeah, they are fantastic. I would say the Gate Aster definitely kind of bumps it a little bit, you know. It gives a little bit of the je ne sais quoi, if you will, you know, to the trigger response. Yeah, but shooting them side by side, because we ran like probably close to like 2,000, 3,000 rounds through them. Yeah, now with the test models that we got, and quite honestly, I think they're very, very similar in performance. Like
you're not going to notice a major difference in performance when you compare the Aster versus the Nebula version. So if you wanted to save a little bit of money, right, you can honestly go with the Nebula and you will be just fine.
Yeah.
Like it will put a smile on your face.
Yeah, 100%. And then if you want to have access to like the Gate, was it the GCS app or whatever? Like if you prefer doing that, then I would say like the Gate Aster is perfect for you.
Go for it.
Okay, yeah, enough glazing the Gen 4. But let's talk about what else that kind of flew under the radar a little bit. Yeah, in my opinion. Yeah, another AEG.
So in addition to the Gen 4s, we also got in. I'm gonna show this off on camera as well. Yeah. We also got in the brand new Nebula 2s as well. I'm gonna get close to the camera.
Get close. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. The Zion Arms R15 Mark II. It is definitely a marked improvement. It is definitely a huge, beautiful facelift to the R15. I think the R15 looked fantastic, the original one, and then I don't know how, but Zion Arms went ahead and made it a bit better. So the R15, you're still gonna get the same great billet style receiver. I don't think that has changed between the original and the Mark II. Yeah, it is the same.
Beautiful finish.
Which I have no complaints. I think the R15 receivers are beautiful, especially if you like that really sleek, stealthy look. I think the R15 is perfect for that. And then the handguard. Let's talk about the handguard real quick. The handguard is also of a pretty interesting design. There are some M-LOK segments up top. And I think the way that they place the M-LOK sections are actually perfect, because pretty much you can still run. There is more Picatinny up on the front, so you can still run your traditional pressure pads if you wanted to, or more accessories up on the front if you wanted to. And then just the M-LOK sections that they cut out on the top, that's like perfect for you to rest your thumb if you do that thumb over bore kind of grip. And so it feels very ergonomic in the hands. And Zion Arms with their build quality, absolutely rock solid. And then I think internally they did update it with that Nebula 2 MOSFET.
Yeah, it has a Nebula 2 ETU on there.
It would be weird if Zion Arms did not
include it.
Put their own new Nebula MOSFET in their new Airsoft. That would be weird. Yeah.
But honestly, like the R15 design itself, I felt never really needed to be touched up much anyway, because the R15.
Yeah, it looked so great out of the box anyway. Yeah.
But this actually feels really, really close to it.
It is definitely a step up.
Still feels a step up.
Yeah, and one thing. I'm pretty sure they were listening in on some kind of conversation, because I remember for a while when I was talking about the MGC4 Mark III, I wanted a Honey Badger.
And recessi suppressi all the way on all the models.
Yeah, Mach suppressi. Yeah, so the Mark IIs have that recessed Mach suppressor in here, which I think looks absolutely stunning. If I were to get one, definitely I would either leave this one on here, or maybe even find a longer Mach suppressor on this bad boy.
Little gun, big cannon.
Yeah, but somebody at Zion Arms are probably eavesdropping on our conversations, because I was talking about wanting a Honey Badger style M4 from Lancer Tactical for a while, especially with the MGC4 Mark III. Yeah, hopefully soon we could show that off. I believe there might be something coming soon for that, update-wise. But man, that looks so nice. Like the PDW with that recessi suppressi, perfect for CQB, perfect for any indoor.
If PDWs aren't your thing, don't worry. They have 3 different lengths available as well. You're gonna have the CQB, you're gonna have your SBR, and then of course you will have
the
your
carbine
length
version
as well.
Yeah. But let's be honest here, all right? The CQB is the coolest. Oh, it is so sick.
I like carbines a little more.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
lots of empty space. Lots of empty space.
Hey man, head empty, no thoughts.
Okay, okay.
But there are 2 color variations as well. You're gonna get the bronze and the black. And I believe maybe more colors might be available in the future.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I was a little, I don't want to say disappointed, but like, yeah, I was kind of surprised to see that like they didn't come out with the gray version. But personally for me, I think the gray version, like if they were to release it in the Mark II variation, I'm hoping that like they would take our feedback and just make the gray a bit darker, and then keep the handguard gray as well. Because I believe the original R15, the handguard was black, which I think was interesting.
It's cool.
Yeah, but my only thing I would say to the gray version is if they made it a bit darker. Yeah, all gray and a bit darker, I think it'll look absolutely killer.
I would agree. Yeah. I'm happy with both. The fact that we got both the Gen 4s and the Xenon Mark II. I think both are fantastic options. You know, we put some rounds down range with the Mark II, and I was very impressed with this as well. Again, it is going to be a little bit on par with the Gen 4. I still think the Gen 4s are going to be, in my opinion, I just feel nicer. I don't know what might be. I don't know if it's the design. Either way, I will say, I think in terms of just external look, I would give the slight edge to the Mark II R15 just because that finish is just gorgeous, man.
Yeah, yeah, and hopefully Xenon Arms they will kind of branch out more when it comes to variations. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think Xenon Arms, you know, they were very much focused on developing that Nebula 2 ETU, which they absolutely delivered. It is absolutely fantastic.
Good job.
Yeah, and there may or may not be more internal upgrade components that they're coming out with too. So yeah, we'll see what direction Xenon Arms goes with. But so far, everything that they've released so far, I've had no complaints.
Same. Yeah. No, I've been very much impressed.
Yeah, and then the next order of business.
Yes.
This is something you guys have probably already seen before, but now things have changed because they're now available. They're completely fully available.
We were talking about this brand called PH Plus.
PH Plus. So this is Sig Air. I believe this is the X Carry P320, and then the slide. So this is what we're showing off, the slide. And so as you can see here, it already comes with an optic mount straight out of the box, which is a lot better than the original Sig Air, because I think that one's only really compatible with their own Sig Air red dot. But now you have more, I mean, it's all right.
The optic is fine. It's just that you didn't get the freaking...
The options, yeah.
Exactly.
But now you will have the option to mount a variety of optics, obviously, and then look at the beautiful slide. And
I like the cutouts.
Yeah, and then you have a fiber optic front sight, which is great. Yeah, and the cutouts, whoo, looking spicy. I'm probably gonna have to pick one up myself now.
In the beautiful bronze
And
color.
so, yes, especially in the bronze colorway, look beautiful. Look at the bronze finish. I love the color of bronze that they chose. It's like that darker, richer bronze. I think it'll look really sick, especially if you pair it with, let's say, like a tan FDE frame.
Yeah.
Holy moly, yeah. Then you got the gray here. It's not really a silver. It's more like a darker gunmetal gray, which I think is pretty tasteful. So if you like that black and silver aesthetic, I think this will give you a more like mature look version, I guess. Not as flashy as like a regular silver.
Or chrome.
Yeah. Or chrome, yeah. So this is definitely a little bit more toned down, which I think looks really nice.
It looks sick.
Yeah, it looks a bit stealthier. So these PH Plus sights are available right now at airsoftgi.com. And make sure, if you're on the fence about it, make sure to be decisive because they're not gonna stay in stock for very long.
Limited quantity.
Yeah. And then next up, they have PH Plus. These are the universal, I guess you would say like Elite Force Glock and Tokyo Marui G Series spec compatible universal gas blowback magazines. So that one is, this one's in the black. We had the tan one that we just showed you here.
A nice little honeycomb pattern.
Yeah, it has a nice, interesting honeycomb pattern. They're available in different lengths. So obviously we have like the 50 round extendo here. They make like a medium extendo, and then correct me if I'm wrong. Do they just have a standard length as well, or?
I think right now it's just going to be the 2 extended.
Okay, yeah. I do prefer the slightly smaller extendo just because it's easier to like holster and keep in your mag pouches. But if you want something that works for both,
you really don't want to reload.
Yeah. If you really want like Tokyo Marui G Series style magazines that are reliable, that feed well, you know, that don't dump a bunch of gas on you, I would say these are fantastic. Or if you are looking for magazine options for the Elite Force Glocks, because I know they can be pretty expensive. And when's the last time Elite Force like restocked their original extendo? Yeah, it's like since forever.
Sell out.
I know, yeah. So it's great to have another option that performs really well out of the box.
I've also even tested these out with a variety of different G series style pistols and even AAP01s works great.
Yeah, I mean, as it should, because
Exactly.
ADP-01 is the Tokyo Marui G spec for the most part. So as far as magazines go, you know, they just take regular Tokyo Marui G series magazines. Yeah, so it's really sick. I think it's kind of crazy how they figured out how to get this compatible with both, because on my Leap Force Glock, I have trouble running Tokyo Marui G series style magazines. So this is super sick. Yeah, and this will also work on Leap Force Gen 5. Yeah, which is great, because the angle, the grip angle is a little different from Gen 3, Gen 4, and Gen 5. So Gen 5 has a slightly more vertical angle. So because of that, yeah, magazine compatibility is always an issue. Yeah. So, but surprisingly, this works all across the board: Gen 3, Gen 4, and Gen 5, and it works for Leap Force and Tokyo Marui, which is.
Yeah, PH Plus. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more and more stuff from the more magazines.
Yeah,
more
100%.
Slides. Maybe even grip modules for the 320.
Ooh, I hope so.
I hope so. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
But PH Plus, keep your eyes out for it. It's available right now on Airsoft GI. So again, check them out. The more stuff you get from them, the more likely they are to come out with more things.
Yeah, so PH Plus is a brand that we are carrying as of 2024. So this, I guess you would say, this would be kind of like a tester year. So we're, we did invest in importing them into the United States. And depending on how you guys at the community, how you guys receive them, may or may not determine, like how much more stuff we'll be carrying from PH Plus. Yeah. So, yeah, make sure to show your support for PH Plus, and so that way we can continue encouraging them to innovate and give us new, cool, amazing new airsoft products.
Absolutely. But PH Plus is not the only aftermarket slide or even components brand that we're going to be looking at today either. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with social media or not, but we actually just recently started carrying slides, frames, outer barrels.
High Kappa parts galore.
From Mr. Dr. Black himself.
That's right.
I've never met him, but I hear he's a nice guy.
Yeah, so.
That's a stupid joke.
Okay, all right, yeah, but Dr. Black is, they've been around for a while, and they make some really high quality CNC aluminum.
I'm gonna show off one, might as well.
High Kappa parts, mainly external components. I haven't really seen any internal upgrades from them, but as far as like when it comes to building out the aesthetic and the look of your High Kappa, yeah, Dr. Black is definitely kind of off the wall here.
So one of their slides.
Yeah, this is one of their slides. So this is more of like a conventional looking, it looks like a High Kappa slide, obviously. There are some really crazy looking ones if you really want to like build them out. I love that they have this like aquamarine colorway.
It's so good.
Yeah, across our product line, and it really pops. So if you're someone that likes to, stand out with your High Kappa compared to everyone else on the airsoft field, this aquamarine color is absolutely gorgeous. Like, I don't think the camera will ever really do it justice. It looks so much more gorgeous in real life. Yeah, now you have like the Royal slide. Again, this is more of like your traditional style High Kappa slide, and then you have like the Royal lettering over there. Again, CNC aluminum, I think it's like 61 aluminum or something, if I'm not mistaken, but high quality aluminum, it's CNC, and you could just see the absolute precision in their machining work. And even their gold, I think, looks a bit richer, as if you want to show off some more of these slides over here.
No worries.
And these are only a few of the examples. They have so many slides.
And there's more coming.
Yeah, and there's more colors, yeah. But the purple one really pops. It's more closer to like a magenta compared to like a straight purple. So it definitely adds that little extra flourish, especially on, a lot of you guys that play indoors or part of like that SpeedQB, Speedsoft community. We all know how much you love poppy colors, all right? So this purple from Dr. Black, looks so good. And then
this is probably one of the crazier looking ones.
Yeah, definitely one of the more crazier ones. Isaiah, I noticed you picked out a lot more of the traditional looking High Kappa slides.
That's fine.
There are some pretty crazy looking ones. But even the reds, like, by the way, none of these parts are painted, they're anodized. So they are.
It's not gonna be flaking off or anything.
Well, it's gonna hold up more. The color is gonna be more durable. It's not gonna chip as easily. It's not gonna scrape as easily. And the finish, I think, overall just looks way richer.
Look at all these cutouts, man.
Yeah, you get that crazy like spider web looking cuts. Like, it's absolutely nuts. Yeah, and there's ones that are crazier. There's ones that are even crazier that like reduce even more weight. So if you want like the snappiest High Kappa, if you want like the shortest cycling time.
The lightest slide.
Yeah, the lightest, yeah. Dr. Black slides are definitely the way to go. And then we also have frames. These are all going to be advanced frames. I'm just going to show off two of them because we only have two types so far from Dr. Black.
But even then, these things are machined so well.
Yeah, again, same great, amazing CNC machined aluminum. So this one I believe is the 07. There's like 02 and 07 I think, but both of these are going to be advanced frames. They will come with some of the lower frame components, as you can see here, that comes out in one piece. And this one has some really interesting like knurling kind of texturing here. And this one will come with if it focuses, it will come with the Picatinny rail slot here for your flashlights or lasers. And then you have this, which is what I would consider more to be like a competition style frame, but dude, this thing weighs nothing. It literally weighs like nothing.
Light.
Yeah. It feels like I'm not holding anything right now, because they're cutting out so much material here in the frame. It looks so aggressive. But with these kind of frames, I believe this is the 02, I believe. This will not come with a Picatinny rail slot. So that's why I'm saying it's more competition style. So you won't really need it. So this is like,
it's not gonna be used for
competitive target shooting kind of style. Yeah. So pick your poison, if you will, with the Dr. Black frames, but they look absolutely stunning. And the best part is, from our testing, they seem to fit pretty well across the board with most Tokyo Marui spec slides and stuff like that. And if you do pick up a Dr. Black frame and a slide, across the board, depending, like no matter what brand you choose that is true Tokyo Marui spec, it is a bit of a snug fit, which is nice. I think either way, you could either let it break in naturally as you continue to cycle it, it'll naturally, wear in, or you can do some fine tuning. But as far, like I said, from our testing, we haven't really had any problems with the fitment. So you can expect pretty minimal fitment work, which is fantastic.
That's so nice. Yeah. If you guys have been in the game long enough for high capas, you know that there's always going to be some level of fitment or machining that's going to be required to get your stuff to fit on there. Nothing is ever truly 100% drop it.
Yeah,
really.
I mean 50-50, because also, if you buy like a Tokyo Marui clone brand for a high kappa, right, like their tolerances are going to be a lot looser than, let's say, like Tokyo Marui themselves. And even Tokyo Marui, like their tolerances sometimes can be surprisingly out of spec.
Yes.
But okay, and then the final thing here from Dr. Black, I'm gonna show you, are gonna be the outer barrels.
These outer barrels are cool.
Dude, these outer barrels are, listen, Dr. Black right now, it seems like they're very much on the trend of extreme weight reduction. So look at this barrel. Look at this fluted outer barrel. Like they cut out the flutes, these like twisty flutes. Again, this weighs absolutely nothing. Like I think if you completely built out a Dr. Black high kappa, like frame, slide, barrel, everything, it will literally weigh nothing. And also you'll have this crazy like X-ray vision where you'll see all the internal components. Like this one's called like the Favos, I think it's called. It's like the honeycomb hexagon pattern, and they cut out the honeycombs. So you could see like the inner barrel like in its entirety.
Yeah, they weren't messing around when they said weight reduction.
Yeah, it's like extreme weight reduction. It's pretty nutty. And then you have your geometric pattern, or geome as they like to call it. I don't even know what to call this shape. It's like this weird triangle shape that's stacked. It's very mesmerizing. It's very mesmerizing to look at. And again, they completely cut it out. So there's so much material shaved off from this. It not only looks aggressive, but again, extremely lightweight. Yeah, because they're using a lightweight metal. It's not mystery pot metal. It is all aluminum.
No Chinesium here.
Yeah. And it's all milled out through a CNC machine. So you get some really precision looking designs.
Good
and with
cuts
lightweight,
too.
tons of cuts. So, the formula is, again, it's gonna weigh nothing. Here, you know what? I'm gonna hold this, or hold on, let me hold this because it's lighter. I'm gonna hold this, competition style frame. I'm gonna hold this, the lightest slide, and let's find a barrel that's like super lightweight. Okay, this fluted barrel. Yeah, it still weighs nothing. It weighs absolutely nothing.
Obviously, it's on camera, so it's hard to depict this, but I'm telling you guys, it's nuts how lightweight these things are. You start adding all these Dr. Black components to your high kappa, you're gonna see a massive change from what your high kappa was stock to what it is now. Because some of the slides that you get, and I think this is a problem across the board for 1911s and high kappas, is that when you go with full metal anything for high kappa, it starts
really bringing the weight down. Yeah, really brings the weight up. So. Yeah, that is a sacrifice, but hey, I mean, Dr. Black, you can go anywhere between like, you know, your traditional, more like this, the Royal here, right? It's more of a traditional style high kappa slide. Still has lots of weight reduction cuts on it, still.
Oh, and even just before I forget too, they do have available in both 5.1 and 4.3.
And 4.3, yes, both links are covered, yes. Completely forgot about that. Yes, but that is important, thank you for that. Yeah, so even with something like this, it's like extremely lightweight. Even though there's not a ton of window cuts, there's still a ton of like weight reduction cuts throughout. And so like you pair that with, you know, like, I don't know, like a lightweight frame, you know, not that it's super important, but aesthetically, I think it looks super, super sick. Yeah, and then, you know,
lightweight outer barrel.
Lightweight outer barrel, woo, yeah. Again, like, yeah, your high kappa is gonna really start to perk up. Like your trigger time or trigger response time plus the cycle rate is going to be, yeah, and then you short stroke that bad boy. It's, again, like I hope you're practicing finger exercises here.
Sir, right here.
Yeah. However, one gripe from me personally: where are the optic mounts, Dr. Black?
That's true.
Where are they at? If you're saving all this weight, why don't you just make some room for an optic then, huh? You know, so. Listen,
he's not wrong.
Yeah, Dr. Black, listen.
Let me level with you, Doc.
If you come out with like a high kappa slide that has an optic mount ready to go, and let's say you release it in a bronze colorway like this, it's game over for me, man.
It's all ogre.
It's game over. Yeah, I will be converted to full high kappa gang. High kappa gang. Oh my goodness.
Well, you have a high kappa.
I do have a high kappa. And it's completely bone stock. I have changed nothing to it because,
to be fair, it works great.
It's as great as is. Yeah, so
but
I have
if it were lighter.
Yeah. If Dr. Black came out with like a 4.3 high kappa slide that's like has all these crazy weight reduction cuts and has an optic mount, dude, game over for me, man. Yeah, like I'll probably buy like 3 high kappas just so I can buy 3 slides, different slides.
Different colors.
I'm probably gonna stick to like the boring tactical colors. Yeah,
fair enough.
I don't personally, for me, I'm not like a huge fan of all like the bright poppy colors, but I know that there are a ton of airsoft players out there who are. Nothing wrong with that.
No, of course.
Absolutely
even
not.
Me, I'm always tempted to like pick up like a purple slide or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I will have to applaud them, you know, just because like they are creating their high kappa like it's like their own art piece.
Yeah.
You know, so I could definitely respect that, but it's just something that like I've never personally taken the plunge into, if you know what I'm saying.
No, I get you.
But yeah, I mean, one thing that I'm really excited for is going to be more, I guess, Sig M17 or P320 airsoft parts. Specifically, you know, we're starting off with the slides, but I think down the pipe, we are gonna have more upgrade components coming out for it because this is, personally for me, I believe the P320 is definitely one of the platforms of the future.
I would have to agree, considering the modularity and ease of use.
Yeah, and how easy it is to actually upgrade. You know, like, let's see if we can do it on camera here for you guys real quick. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take apart the slide and the frame right here, right? And obviously with the slide, it's gonna be like a traditional airsoft gas bullet pistol, right? But I think the really cool thing is the fact that you could change out your grips and your frames really easily, right? So this is all just comes out, one piece, one component right here.
This modular chassis sort of like style is definitely like the rage right now, man. Like you're seeing a lot
in the real firearm space.
The real firearm,
and it's only a matter of time, where airsoft will follow suit, in my opinion. And so, like for example, like getting a new frame, right, and grip is gonna be so much easier and simpler to do.
Grip module.
Hopefully, I don't know. Right. For example, but if you compare it to, let's say, something more traditional, like a high kappa frame, right? Yeah, like you buy this frame stripped down, you still have to add a grip, you know, and then you have to put each individual like upgrade part, or not upgrade part, but like frame component like in here, right? Very time consuming, you know, like, hey, you want to change a color of your frame? Oh man, like give yourself a couple days to do it, because you know it is pretty painstaking. And even for like a very skilled, you know, high kappa builder,
it's still gonna take them time.
It's still pretty time intensive compared to like, let's say like, hey, you want a lighter trigger on this guy or like a shorter trigger travel, whatever. Maybe an aftermarket company eventually at some point might just
sell the FCU.
Yeah, make the FCU. There you go. So that, and you just fit it into a frame, right? Oh, today I'm feeling like a black frame, or oh, today I'm feeling like a FDE frame or a pink frame. I don't know, you know, whatever your heart desires in the moment. Boom, already in there, right? And then you just put this bad boy right there. Oh, it's so easy to do. And then you just take your slide and barrel assembly. Boop. There you go, all done. You know,
good to go.
Simple as, man. And you're also seeing a lot of, or not a lot of, but some different companies already implementing something like this of the sort, right? Like
KWA has
KWA with their ATP GT, and soon they're going to come out with their ATP Z, which both are part of the NS3 gas system, which is supposed to be modular from the ground up. So KWA is already doing something like that. And then PTS with their ZEV Technologies OZ9, right? Like they made a modular chassis system as well as true to life to the actual ZEV OZ9.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So hopefully PTS, if you're watching, please come out some more stuff, perhaps. You know, so I definitely see Airsoft pistols kind of trending that way. It's only a matter of time, I think. So I think definitely, for me, I am already investing into that platform early. Yeah. You know, so.
Thanks being I am as well. I forget I have a 320.
Yeah, you do have an M17. Yeah, so hey, you know, perfect. This is one of these slides, one of these bad boys in there. Yeah, so hopefully PH Plus will come out with different slide lengths, different slide styles, perhaps.
And of course, in regards to the AEGs, I'm sure we're gonna start seeing more variations of the Gen 4s other than the Predator lineup.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, I mean there's I'm not sure if we're allowed to tell you guys, but yeah, there are still there's stuff. There are models cooking up in the works that are going to add more variety and spice to the Gen 4 lineup. I think personally, Lancer Tactical was very proud of what they have achieved, which I think, we're pretty excited. And then especially when it comes to just like the buildability of the Gen 4, like the sky is the limit, honestly. And you don't even need to change out the ETU because the ETU is like so freaking solid. So. There are more things coming.
So stay tuned.
So don't be dismayed by, if you really don't like the Predator. First of all, I don't know what's wrong with you, but second of all, if the Predator really isn't your cup of tea, do not worry, because there's a lot more stuff coming for the Gen 4 platform.
All right, guys, but that's going to be it for today's podcast. Let us know which of these items that you are most impressed by. Or do you want to get yourself a new Dr. Black slider frame? Maybe equip yourself with a brand new Gen 4 or Zyarms Mark II. Just let us know.
Hey, man, I'm hyped. I'm hyped for these PH Plus slides, man. I'm so hyped
I want more PH Plus stuff to come out.
And the Universal magazine for Glock and G series.
It's a lifesaver.
Woo, yeah. Dude, there's so many good things coming out this year. And just so you guys know, FYI, if you guys are listening in or watching right now, we by the time that this video is live or this podcast is live, we will be in Taiwan for the MOA Airsoft show. That's right. Yeah. So it's going to be a very exciting time for us. Excuse me. Please stay tuned because we will be pretty active on social media there, covering a lot of new and exciting upcoming things for Airsoft. And so I know we were at SHOT Show earlier this year, but that was definitely more of like the real firearm space, and Airsoft just kind of gets shoehorned in there. Yeah. But MOA is like the Airsoft exclusive. So there's a lot of really cool things that we're looking forward to seeing. So please make sure to keep an eye out there. And potentially some of these new things that you might be seeing at MOA might be coming to Airsoft GI in the near future.
Absolutely, just keep your eyes peeled for that. And of course, make sure that you hit that bell icon so you're notified every time the channel drops new content. If you want to support the channel directly, make sure to get all your Airsoft supplies, whether it be slides, new AEGs, frames, magazines even. Make sure to get an Airsoft GI and make sure to take advantage of the Wombo code where every order over $179 automatically qualifies for free shipping.
Yeah, and not only that, but you will earn store credit with every order. So it'll help you save on future orders with Airsoft GI. And again, shopping with Airsoft GI directly supports the channel, allows us to make the great and exciting content that you are seeing today. And other than that, my name is Boaz.
And Isaiah.
We'll catch you next time, Mayo Gang.
Take it easy, guys.